Welcome, by the way, Eric.
Happy to be back for what is now my second time.
Yay. Yeah. And this one will be twice as long.
Oh man.
So if you don't know Eric from the last show we did, he is a streamer along with a good guy, does some really cool stuff. And so we're going to be talking about that sort of side of media, talk about some games, and if you're into video games, stuff like that, definitely stay tuned. I know I am.
Well, you're kind of, the door's locked.
Oh, you're right.
There's no escape.
Oh no, this is just like that nightmare I had.
Go on.
No, I just said it. There's no actual nightmare where I was trapped in a radio booth, but my improv skills are not up to snuff, so I couldn't come up with something.
Well, those are going to be worked on here today. So
oh, good.
Yeah. Mine are a little rusty.
That's fine.
So, Eric, as someone who's been because you've been working on streaming and YouTube and stuff like that for a while now, since the last time we talked.
Yeah.
And in these past few months, even there's been sort of a shift I've noticed in that industry where a lot of people have almost abandoned YouTube. Do you know anything about that?
Well, yeah, it's kind of a finicky thing, really. I mean, it's all about can you get monetized? Can you make any money now? I mean, YouTube's trying to automate the entire process of finding what's suitable, what's not. They want to be able to have people put whatever they want up there, but then there are people who are just doing it to kind of monopolize on world events and things like that.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's been hard for a couple people. One guy that I like to watch, Philip DeFranco, he does a pretty level-headed, moral look at world events and things and what's happening, keeps it short and sweet.
Right.
But he's not with YouTube anymore. He still uploads to the platform.
Oh, wow.
But he's now his own independent news source now.
Okay.
Because he was covering things and he wasn't being allowed to monetize stuff.
Well, really?
Yeah, he was being dinged. A lot of people have been if you even go through your old stuff. Heck, I got dinged for something, a video I uploaded 4 years ago, and it hasn't been touched by anybody, so I don't know why it's there, but suddenly there's a claim on it.
Wow, really? And that's really strange, too, because, Philip and, all these other big names, they're, a huge portion of YouTube's profit. They make money. They literally don't need to do anything as a company except let them upload.
Yeah. I mean, it's man, with the way the world is and certain events and things, it's just that some people are too sensitive. They don't want to listen to it. They think there's already the news channel on TV. Why are you here? Why are you as an individual making money off of this for giving your take on it, kind of thing. But
it's very weird. And I know a little bit about this stuff too because I do watch a lot of shows and a bit of part of it, the community. But it's not even just when people are making because really the guidelines say you're not allowed to talk about disasters and you're not allowed to swear for a lot. Really is really the main thing, or hate on people.
Yeah.
But people, it doesn't even matter if you swear or talk about anything. People are still getting dinged for family friendly content that has no actual issue, and they still can't monetize them for a whole week. And that's a large portion of the income comes from that first initial upload. So that's really scary. And so I even myself, the people that I watch, some Canadian shows, they're no, we're not going to do YouTube anymore. I'll do Twitch, and then I'll just upload my VODs, which are the videos from your live stream.
Okay.
Because I can record it. And it's just if I get money, or if I don't, it's just there because my community wants it. It's not there because I can make money.
Yeah.
Right?
With my personal stuff, I don't have much of a following or anything, but I used to try. I used to edit a video. I'd put in some funny things here and there, and it just wouldn't get any views on YouTube. And I just found that when you're streaming live, you have the chat open. People are interacting with you then and there, so they can say oh hey, there's a really cool spot in that game. Be sure to go over and look that way, but without spoiling it, kind of thing. So it's way more interactive with the audience.
You say without spoiling there. I can remember in your Layers of Fear thing, someone was don't acknowledge the phone that gives it power or whatever. That was happening.
Oh god, that was great.
Yeah, there is the two sides of the chat. If you don't know Twitch, I'll give you a brief synopsis. it's a live streaming platform where a lot of people do like video game content, live content, as well as like cooking shows as well.
Yeah.
There's some really interesting things, but the thing is, it's unlike YouTube, that is a live performance. You're there, and it's about a 10-second delay between actually the person doing the thing and when the audience sees it. And then you're allowed to type to the person, and they can read it and interact. So it's really this weird formula of YouTube like style gameplays, but in live format. I love it. I mean, we talked about it earlier. I've been streaming on Twitch recently, and it's a great time. I mean, it's sort of there's good and bad though.
Well, of course, as with anything.
Yeah, like I do get some people in the chat, and I'm sure you have the same thing, where they're just there to spread hate, right? Or they're just there to make other people feel dumb.
Well, that's the internet. That's just the way the internet goes.
It's the nature of the beast,
unfortunately.
I was streaming. I was doing my first time as a dungeon master for a Dungeons and Dragons game, and I decided to stream it online with a couple of friends, and it was. It was fantastic. And I had a couple of friends. One guy knew, he's just like, kill them all. Just spam that in the chat. And it's like,
that's not cool.
Well, you never want a whole party wipe. You want everyone to have fun and make it to the end of the story.
A party wipe sounds like a fantastic method of cleaning up a dining hall.
Oh, yeah.
So I do want that kind of party wipe.
You can have the disco ball. No confetti, though, because that would just slow everything down.
Confetti's a nightmare.
Oh, yes. Confetti, glitter. Oh, my God, just burn it. Just buy a new house.
Just killed all the confetti.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you right now. I think you're very you have some large kahunas to DM on a live platform.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tried.
Okay. Yeah.
I tried. I feel it went well. My players were happy. I wasn't really able to interact with the audience as much,
right?
Because I'm way more focused on I need to write the statistics down for what this monster does, and hey. Little Timmy just got hit by a warg. I need to make sure his health pool is accurate and stuff. I
think that's just thinking right now, while we're talking, I had this weird idea and it would be totally an experimental thing, and I think it could either totally succeed or totally crash. Would be to try to have a D&D session where chat controls what happens, like a chat master.
Oh.
Wouldn't that be interesting? Also, hey, do you want to do a stream together, or do I play D&D?
Chaos. Definitely.
Maybe chat will be DM for us.
I could go for that. Have them make the decision. You know what? Have them be one character, and we follow that character. That character's like the leader, because that reminds me of Pokemon, or Twitch Plays Pokemon.
Yeah. Yes.
And that was a wonderful experience. The fact that they were able to get to the end of the game was unbelievable.
Is it true? I don't remember if this is a real thing or story I saw where someone beat one of the Dark Souls games with that controlling. Did they actually do that?
I don't know if they ever beat it. They were playing it.
Because that's ridiculous.
I think they tried. I mean, I remember hearing something about how someone was playing Dark Souls with Nintendo bongos, and it's just wow.
Yeah,
that is some time and talent.
I think that the game sort of has this weird thing where if people can play a game with it, they will.
Yeah.
I've seen people play that on an actual camera, with the camera controls. They somehow make it, with the camera screen too. Yeah. Well,
what?
You know how this is sort of like a trend where people, and it's sort of faded out recently, but if people can put Doom on something, they will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's sort of like that, but someone rigged it so they could play Dark Souls on it.
I had it on my iPod Touch in high school.
What's that?
I had it on my iPod Touch in high school.
Dark Souls?
Yeah, no, Doom. Doom.
You time traveler.
Doom, and it was a nightmare. It just didn't work.
Yeah. People are just crazy, and I love them for it. I think that's the weirdest thing. We were talking about how the internet needs to slow down a little bit on what they've been influencing recently. But
too much.
Yeah, the craziness and the originality is insane, and you can find that sort of all there on places like Twitch and YouTube, and I like it. I understand if you don't, though. You know what I mean?
The only reason I ever started following Twitch was actually because of Eric and Julie Henrik, who we had on our second show last year. At that point, I'd seen some of his stuff just to figure out. Once he said, "Yeah, I'll do the show," cool. I watched to figure out what it was. It just seems like such a strange like medium, because I've tried it, like just like to hang out with friends, so not like an actual broadcast, but like having at my worst like a 47 I think second delay, where it's like someone asks a question and then you just like play, oh yeah, okay, cool, and then they're gone. You haven't answered them. It just seems like, I don't know, it's a really, really cool step, not even a step up, it's like an evolution from YouTube. Because I remember we used to watch these guys on Justin TV called the 4-Player Podcast, if you remember them.
Which is what Twitch is now, by the way.
Rebranding and with the modern times.
No,
it's just neat to see, like, it has somehow it has lasting power on the internet, which how do you even have that anymore?
No, it's very true. And, like, you can tell that the people that sort of, like, made Justin TV what it was, because there's, like, certain individuals. Day9 was a huge streamer on Justin TV who's a StarCraft, like, professional player turned to, like, Hearthstone player now. And he also does, like, broadcasting for tournaments.
Right on.
But he was, like, one of the first people to stream on Justin TV. And this is an interesting fact. He's also the one that went to Twitch saying that there should be some sort of platform where audiences can subscribe to Twitch people or to streamers. So he's actually the one that came up with the idea of subscriptions.
Awesome.
Which is huge. Thank you, because now I have some of those.
Yay! I have none, but it's okay.
I'll settle for my 10 people.
Nice. Yeah. Well, it's just like
quality over quantity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if a lot of people will be able to talk about specifically experiences on Twitch, but I think it's been one of the most interesting and what am I trying to say? Company focused. The company's so focused on their customers, it's insane. Awesome. Ever since Amazon bought out Twitch, which was a couple months ago, if you don't know, if you own a Amazon Prime account, which a lot of people do, you actually have a free subscription to give to anybody on Twitch.
Interesting.
And that will give them $5 a month for free. You're not losing any sort of money. Amazon will just subsidize all of it.
You know what sucks is I bought something from Amazon 48 hours ago, and I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
But now that I do, next time I buy Christmas stuff.
And then not only do you get that, but you also get free games. I was talking to Tilio a little bit before. I was trying out a Halloween game, Layers of Fear, which you were playing.
Yes. That was one of my Halloween themed streams this month. And it is my kind of horror game.
It's
so unsettling.
Seen the trailer at our friend Paul's apartment when it was announced, and that looks really cool. Never gonna touch it.
Not with a 10-foot pole.
No.
And they gave it away for free. That's the thing. On Twitch.
Damn, I was a sucker and I bought it.
Yeah, I think it was a couple of days after you played it.
I think I've had it for had to have been over a year. I think I got it through a humble bundle actually.
Right.
So
okay.
Neat. Yeah, I shouldn't complain. I'm happy to donate and get a game.
Yeah, for sure. So they gave it away for free, and I was like, I should play this. It's spooky time.
Yeah, it's the spooky time of year.
And I got into the front lobby of that game. I don't know how far you got it. I don't know if you beat it.
I went from start to finish in one go.
4 hours.
Solid 4 hours.
It was a 4-hour thing that I watched on YouTube, actually, because I missed the actual, but I watched this 4-hour thing in 2 chunks. It's I watched the first bit more than half of it, and got really stressed out, so I walked to Subway to get comfort food so I could finish watching.
I'm so sorry.
Well, it's not your fault. You didn't make the game.
So you got to tell me how was your experience in that game and just streaming it in general.
Well, mine's a basic setup. I just have it stream the game, and this time for horror games to make it all the more entertaining for viewers, I use a webcam. And I keep it in the bottom corner. And you can see my facial expressions of fear and terror and diaper wetting.
So if you want to be able to see Eric's beautiful face, you can maybe catch him on a horror game stream.
Please, yeah. My favorite part of all of the Layers of Fear stuff was I don't even remember at what point, just walking in a hall. I think it was when the hallways were repeating, right after that. But you pass a wheelchair and the door's locked or whatever, turned around, the wheelchair's right there. You're just okay. I just love that's the most genuine reaction I've ever heard.
If I had turned fast enough, I saw it just out of this corner of my eye. It just scared the shit out of me.
The Bookman?
The Bookman? Oh my god, that was horrifying.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's knowledge!
Do you care about the spoilers?
I'm probably not going to... I tell you, I am a baby.
Yeah, well, this isn't even like a plot spoiler or anything.
Yeah.
It's not even like you just care as like the player. You're looking at something, you turn around, there's like a humanoid shape made of books standing, and just like all shoots at you.
The game knows as soon as you turn so that your character's camera is looking right, like over half of it, it just throws all those books at you, and it's terrifying.
Which is a nightmare.
So I will say, I took a bit of guilty pleasure and humor. In about halfway through the game, there's a moment where you're going down a really long, repetitive corridor. And if you turn left, you kind of keep going through, and there's like 2 repetitive moments. There's one where you see like this little child doll run out of the way, and it's terrifying. But then it really immediately lightens up when you're walking down the other half, and that child doll is running forward across the aisle and just head bombs into the wall and falls back slowly. And the fact is, you can go left and keep going over that and repeating it. It's a little cruel, but I'm just like, this is a horrifying game. I'm scared. I'm going to have this repeat 4 or 5 times as therapy.
It was nice to break the tension. They didn't have any of that in Until Dawn, which makes me sad.
Yeah.
Which you should try Until Dawn.
No,
it's pretty alright.
I've seen things of that game. No, thank you.
Yeah. You know, I think the best streamers are the ones that are little babies. Like when it comes to horror games,
horror ones.
Yeah,
it makes for the most entertaining,
for sure. But be like knowing exactly where you're at, like it is actually terrifying. And like when I play those games, I like, you know, when you watch Five Nights at Freddy's gameplays, and you're just like, these are so fake. And then I play something like this, like the Layers of Fear, and I'm literally reacting like that.
I had that with Outlast, with the first one, which I've only in my life ever played the first 40 minutes of. And I had to push through that because I wasn't alone that wanted to be macho.
Yeah.
It was just a nightmare.
I was just watching someone play through that game, and it's horrifying. It is so unsettling. The environment, the music, the like everything. It's so well made and put together that you're just too busy being afraid of everything to play the game.
And the worst thing is, like, the environments are pretty cool. Like, I actually did play through Outlast 1 on my YouTube channel when we were actually doing that with our friend Zach, who is more of a baby than me. Like, actually, he like, would hide himself, and he's like a tough guy. So
he's got tattoos.
Yeah. And he's just the biggest wimp.
Hiding behind the couch.
Yeah. So we played that, and like because I was sort of in every relationship, there's a person that's like builds something up and the other person that calms someone down. I truly believe that, right? And I was sort of like the calmer downer, so I'd be like, oh, but like look at this place, it's so beautiful, and like guy with pig face starts chasing or something.
Man, look at the detail on this table. You can really see the blood glisten.
Yeah.
It's like
But when I'm by myself, though, I'm the exact opposite.
Oh yeah, it's just.
Well, horror stuff is not fun when you're on your own.
No.
Yeah. Movies, shows, nothing. Well, except possibly the show The Mist on Netflix.
Oh, that was actually pretty good.
I have not seen the movie.
A little bit. I mean, I saw it like in July.
Okay. That was I haven't been able to talk about that because I've heard so many terrible reviews. I really liked it.
Yeah, are you familiar with the Stephen King The Mist story?
I saw the movie, but I knew there was a show.
It's a bit different. I think the show is like The Mist just targets whatever your like most deep-seated fear is.
Oh, okay.
And they have some really cool. I don't know if you care about the spoilers.
Go ahead.
Like there's the coolest thing I saw. This guy is just like I think he's just wandering in the forest, and like one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse is kind of just there.
Wow.
And like they play on that, and it's just the effects are pretty cool.
Neat.
Yeah. It's sort of like they took The Mist, the movie, and were like this is a good concept.
Yeah.
And like made an actual story.
Wait, they thought a Stephen King novel was a good concept.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah. What if a dome covered a town?
Oh, they
Simpsons did it.
Yeah.
Under the Dome botched it.
Yeah, I know.
Under the Dome is not about aliens. Come on, guys.
But because we were talking about like horror games, I do want to bring up some other horror games and some stuff that I have most recently watched or seen. And we talked about it earlier. Little Nightmares. Oh my God. Little Nightmares is one of the craziest, creepiest games that I have ever seen.
Tell me.
The design of all those things you encounter, it's just like It's like a children's nightmare.
Yeah.
Is this a full price, like the $80, $90
No,
thing?
it's a $20 game that's about 2.5 hours long. So it's a little bit expensive for if you're a strict person about time versus value. It is a little bit expensive. But if you're looking for a good experience that is a solid ending, like it's just a complete story, you know?
Because I know nothing about this, and now I'm interested.
Yeah. So pretty much you play. Okay. Not to like hype it up a little bit too much, but the only other thing that I've ever seen it being related to is Spirited Away.
Oh,
where
really?
you're this little girl and you're in this world that you can't explain.
I see that now.
Yeah.
It never dawned on me.
Yeah. Someone
Wow.
said that in the stream that I was watching, and I was like, oh my god, it actually is just Spirited Away, but creepy.
Where are the pigs?
Well,
Mom, Dad.
so if you're looking for a horror game, especially about spooky time of year, check out Little Nightmares or Layers of Fear, which I can't say for certain is
It's pretty
great,
good.
but yeah.
It's fantastic.
I haven't played it, but I've seen him play it, and it looks rad.
I'd say it's. I can't remember which company made it, but it's like the same style of.
It's the Amnesia Crew, isn't it?
Is it the Amnesia Crew?
I think so.
I think it is.
Amnesia Dark Descent.
Yeah.
Amnesia Dark Descent was a very good kind of, had a little puzzle thing. Again, it's a game where you have no weapons and you are helpless.
Right.
And I really like the mechanic of insanity.
Yes.
Where like if you look at a monster for too long, or even if you spend too much time in the shadows, you hear, like, and you're wearing a headset, so the sound's right in
you
your
were
ear.
wearing a headset.
I was wearing a headset. You'd have to play a game like that.
I'd have
with a headset.
muted.
You'd have to. But you have that, and while you're trying to hide, you just hear this like scratching in your ears, and that's like your sanity wearing away. It was fantastic, very unsettling.
Which was in Soma as well, which was really cool.
Yes.
If you haven't played Soma, I know because you've got a phobia tied to that game, which I don't know if you feel we need to go into it all. But like Soma,
No, we can.
Soma has that thing where like
Fantasy.
if you see the creatures, we'll call them for sake of ruining plot. Like there's like screen tearing and stuff that happens.
Yeah.
But like there's one of these things that you have to like go down like a stairwell, whatever area to get to in a server room, who has like the most metal like guttural scream, and it's so cool. It is so cool.
Oh, it's great. It's another really good horror game. Like those are my kind of horror games.
Yeah.
Outlast would be pushing it because wow, that's so much more in your face at times.
Yeah, that's a jump scare horror.
That's a jump scare. Jump scare will always get me. And like after the third one, I just start getting angry. I'm like, dang it!
See, this is why I think you could do Until Dawn, because there are very fair jump scares where, like, you know, you're opening a drawer and like it's super close. You know, there's going to be something, but like not until right at like the start of the last chapter. But it's fair.
You know there's something, but you hope there isn't.
No, well, of course there is. I don't know.
And there's the strings going. Yeah.
Any good horror, anything is like 50% audio, and the rest can be anything.
I was just going to talk about that too.
Do it.
Because like sound audio in games recently. Holy. The sound, like I've been playing a little bit of PUBG, which is a really, really popular game. And if you go into any of the houses, there's flies. And every single time I'm in a house in any of these games, I think there's a fly in my room, and I can't stand it. I'm literally looking around like, what is going on?
And then your cat's freaking out.
How did they record this? Did they just tie it down on a table and put a microphone beside it?
But going back to Soma and like what Attilio was alluding to, that because I don't want to just leave it at what we said, but I'll be honest, okay? I am a terrified person when it comes to open waters. Like the thought of being on a ship in the middle of nowhere actually like makes me shake.
Yeah.
And it's not even that I won't be able to play Soma, because I've watched Soma, like a playthrough of it, or at least most of it, because like a lot of the game happens indoors, right? You're traveling, and really you're only outside when you're going between different areas. But that's the part I wouldn't be able to do, because even though logically I know that there's nothing in the water that can get me, there's a kraken somewhere out there, and it's going to grab me. That's what gets me.
Since you'd never be able to play, let me tell you, there's a moment where it's like an underwater volcano storm, and you can barely see, and you're kind of going through. You're trying to follow like really, really hard to see like lights that were left by a crew that went ahead of you to escape. And if you look to your left, you see a really weird random giant creature just kind of float by that has odd mechanic lights on it, and it's really weird. Like the whole plot with Soma is it's got like it's 2 or 3 stories happening at the same time. And I mean, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who's listening, but you would enjoy it.
I have no mouth and yet I must scream.
Oh, it's
my hands are actually sweating. By the way, just talking about that stuff.
Okay.
I don't like
well, then
it.
let's divert the topic. Because I just on the thing of audio earlier. You were saying like the public, like how it's gotten crazy good. I would say like this is something is like my sort of benchmark for that and for most of game designers with The Last of Us, because I think they just nailed it.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Which the trailer for the second one came out, or another trailer came out recently, so I'm super excited about that.
I have not seen it.
Check it out.
Clickers.
But the way they made the clicker noise is incredible, because just a lady like doing the mouth flaps and the flaps, whatever, and the clicking and like
flip loops,
metal like inward screaming and whatever. Like they nailed it. They nailed it so hard in that game.
Yeah,
I just like that whole that there's actually a fungus that does that.
Yeah, cordyceps. Yeah,
that's horrifying.
I do like how they took the inspiration from like a real thing.
Because
what makes anything more scary in a video game when it can actually potentially happen in real life? Like that, just the thought in your background, and that's like not like a super common known thing, but if you're playing The Last of Us, you might know.
As soon as someone Googles it, it's like, does this exist? Can a fungus take control of your brain? Not yours, but a tiny ant.
Yeah,
just not give yours. It time.
Just give the military time. They're working on it.
Ooh. Topical. Is it? I don't know if that's topical or not.
I think politics is always topical. Speaking of politics, we're going to take a little quick break here because I want to do one thing first, and then we're going to skip to a song. If you don't know, every week we do a Trump index, which is just like the humanity index, but with Trump. Today's Trump index is 19. That means he was mentioned 19 times on the front page of Twitter, and we want him to be much lower than that.
And that was Politics with Tom and Till.
That's right. That's as much politics as we'll ever get on the show.
And scene.
But I do want to play a bit of a song.
Do it.
If you don't know.
Now you know.
But do you?
We had a guest
my
on.
thumb drive, so I kind of know.
Oh, okay. You would know.
If you don't know, we are a big fan of hip-hop and pretty much every genre.
Yeah.
But this one specifically is in that genre. And it's called Have Some Love. Cool. By Childish Gambino. Here on Say Radio, the voice of Seneca College. Well, we're back.
Oh, boy.
Hey, how's it going?
Spicy Boys are live.
Spicy Boys. Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk.
We're going to have a sit down. We're here for you.
If you don't know Eric, Attilio has taken it upon himself to now rebrand us.
No.
The Spicy Boys.
Not rebrand, just as like a... Okay, so the phrase is in my head because once upon a time, like over the summer, I saw a screenshot of an actual petition on change.org petition to change the name of Fire Ants to Spicy Boys.
Oh.
And it didn't happen.
Oh.
And I just like the word Spicy Boys because it's nonsense. It's great.
I do like it. I'm not saying that you should stop it. But it's just become a thing, and every single time you post anywhere, it's the Spicy Boys. And I feel like the Spice Girls.
No.
But
I'm not concerned in the least.
No? Okay.
No. You can totally take that. Own it.
Yeah.
Get a tattoo.
I have 5. I could go for another one.
Yep.
It could be my first.
I'm actually... Oh, do it. I'm saving up for a pretty rad tattoo of like a skull with a long beard.
On your face?
No.
Okay.
If you're both getting the tattoo, then you need to like get it on a hip, so like one of you has Spicy and the other one has Boys.
Oh, and then we can put each other.
You can
together.
hip check each other
when we hit up the club.
Yeah.
Just we got to make sure that it's on the right side, so we don't have to like do front to back sort of thing.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's Spicy Boys, not Boys Spicy.
Yeah. I could see that happening though.
I can't.
The mistake. I don't want to get matching tattoos.
That's a lot of pain to go through for a terrible joke.
Yeah.
Well, it's less pain if you spell it B-O-I-Z. No, because the I was less smaller than the Y.
I guess. I was thinking like bold block letters like the back of a jersey.
Oh.
So hey,
that is owning it.
I'm not ready for that level of commitment with anything. I'm going to be honest.
Other than maybe Dark Tower.
Yeah, definitely The Dark Tower.
I was going to say. Yeah.
And also The Last of Us.
Oh, okay. Well, then it looks like you do have commitment, just not for me.
Just not for the phrase spicy boys.
Yeah, okay. No.
Like, it's nice to laugh now and again. Once you got to drop money to get stabbed a lot of times, it's you got to really question your motives.
Then just imagine being like an old grandpa and it's like, Grandpa, why do you have spicy boys on your butt?
Or it would just be the word spicy. Spicy.
Well, son.
I gotta say, the person who gets spicy probably has the better one. Because I don't think having the word boys...
That wouldn't go over very well.
My life has just peaked. It's all downhill from here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So if we're doing this, I petition myself to have spices.
Okay.
Just flip of the coin. Let fate decide.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Can you tell our news segment has been going on for the past
this is news.
Yeah.
This is news.
Let's talk a little bit about news, because I actually do have some stuff to talk about. Nothing to do with really games, but we're going to talk about that as well.
It'll come back up. Don't worry.
Yeah. Today's game day. Don't worry about it. If you don't know, here in Canada, there's been a movement, a really important movement that may affect many of you.
The future of mankind.
The witness movement?
Are you using meal replacements?
No.
Me neither.
I've replaced all my junk meals with salads, but other than that...
If you are using meal replacements, you might want to check on what you're using, because now you are not going to be able to find Soylent in any of those replacements. Canadians have now banned the use of Soylent in meal replacements because some side effects on very few people, as well as it has been quoted on saying that it is just not suitable as a meal. That is another reason. It's just not able to fulfill all the needs of what a meal should do. But I mean, that's what you're signing up for. You know, I'm not going to say I'm 100% against the ban, because we have cigarettes that we sell. You know, and if you're going to do harm to your body, there's many other ways to do it.
You have the freedom to choose.
Yeah. So you know, I get it, but maybe there are some other things that we don't exactly have knowledge about yet.
If people take a meal replacement to be replacing each meal of the day, that's on them.
Yeah.
You should not do that.
No,
that's a terrible idea.
Your stomach and digestive system was designed to process food, and while technically Soylent has all of the ingredients, it has the exact amount of minerals and vitamins and everything that you could possibly need in your average meal every day. It's in a format that your body's just like, what the heck is this?
It's not fuel to keep you able to move.
When these guys first came out, Soylent, I'm just like, as in Soylent Green?
It's weird because you went there, and we talked about this before, and I went to soy. The bean. And I was like, oh, it's just soy, so of course it's fine. Well, no.
Evidently not.
I don't even know if it's the name of the movie or whatever, but it's Soylent Green was in an old science fiction, future, I think it was after a Third World War kind of thing.
Was it 2001?
2001, A Space Odyssey?
84, maybe?
No. I don't know where it came
from. I have the Library of Alexandria in my pocket.
It's older than the 2000, I'm sure of it. But spoiler, the government's kind of coming out with food supplements and things like that because, drought and famine and all of that after World War III. And they come up with Soylent. And they sell it and advertise it as it's like algae and stuff that's being farmed off the surface of the ocean. And they're compressing it into little food chips kind of thing.
I kind of like that idea better.
It's a wonderful idea, except at the end of the movie you realize that it's made of people.
That's not seaweed.
No, yeah. It's really sad. There's literally a giant building that looks like a very fancy hospital where people go to die.
Oh.
They choose to go and die.
Until you have an update on what it's
Soylent Green comes from the 1973 movie Soylent Green.
It's literally called that. Okay.
Wouldn't you know it?
Who would have guessed?
Who'da tunk it?
We're not the most cultured spicy boys on the planet, but it's okay.
I'm moderately cultured. It's just I don't know the name of the bacteria that I am now made of.
I would say you're the most cultured out of in the room, and until you right after that, I would say.
That's very polite of you to say.
The only thing I really know are Canadian bands.
And you know a lot.
I know 3.
That's many more.
I know internet and memes.
Oh yeah.
So that's you were definitely the most cultured.
I am the most modern man.
Something Rick and Morty.
That's something pickle Rick, Szechuan sauce.
Don't open up this floodgate of hatred. It's so dumb.
We have fun here.
No, we had fun here. Now it's going to be a lengthy debate about why Rick and Morty is the worst program.
Yeah.
Sorry, the worst fan base.
Okay.
That's okay. Yeah,
that's the Dan Harmon curse, because it's the same with Community, where the shows he makes are intentionally self-aware.
Oh, self-aware.
And like, well, the pandering, it's not that they're pandering.
Pandering's
like,
the wrong term.
Because a lot of shows have back references to themselves.
Yeah.
Plot-wise, but Dan Harmon shows that in Community have referenced themselves outside of, or through the fourth wall. So fans are like, oh, I get it. I'm included. Which, I mean, I had that too. I marked out really hard for Community, but like, there's a point where it becomes a bit way too much.
And we've reached that point.
Yeah.
Favorite Community episode was the one where they did Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that was a really good
That
one.
was
my introduction
fantastic.
to the show.
Really?
That and the second paintball one.
Isn't that in like the second season?
I did not start from episode 1.
How dare you?
You know, my original favorite episode of Community, since clearly we've all watched it, was the Pillow Fort one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
That one was amazing, and that's from like one of the first episodes. And the D&D was the only thing to ever conquer that for my favorite one, because that was a really good episode.
I don't know if I have a favorite episode.
They're all really good.
It has the strongest pilot of any show that I've seen, which is not a small statement.
No?
That the pilot of the show is great.
Yeah.
Because usually a lot of things change. The only thing that changed in the pilot of Community is that the Dean, Jim Rash, had a wedding ring on in the first episode, and then not after that.
Man, we're really good at the news segments.
Yeah.
If you can't tell,
this is news.
We don't do a whole lot of news talk around here. So if you're expecting the most updated, current...
People get enough news from the news.
Welcome to Toronto Tangents with Tom and Till.
Toronto Tangents.
I mean, we might as well be called that. Maybe if we're rebranding down the line.
Oh, yeah.
Toronto Tangents with the Spicy Boys.
Plus Eric.
Eric. Yeah.
Well, he's the third Spicy Boy. Like Neil Peart in Rush. The newest edition, but by no means the smallest.
So you had some news that you wanted to talk about.
I got an email during before the commercial break about the strike that's happening in Ontario with colleges.
Okay, so this is actually important. So if you are being affected by this, then here's some news.
It's not a big update by any means, but it says, I'm pleased to inform you that negotiations will resume tomorrow between the colleges and striking academic employees.
Whoa.
Good.
Which is because we're now in week 3 of this.
Mm-hmm.
Last week was the second, but it was reading week, so I think nobody really lost there.
Right.
But we're now in week 3 of a strike for which people have paid to
tuition, and stuff, and school.
And I've been able to
higher education.
Yeah, my this whole thing's canceled my graduation ceremony.
Yeah, you're in June now.
Was it actually pushed back, or was it flat out canceled? I was not given a date.
Oh.
I was simply told that the robe was canceled through Seneca, so I didn't have to worry about that.
Interesting.
And then, bye-bye.
So they're starting negotiations November 2nd, if you're a video listener. And hopefully this ends soon, because this has been affecting way too many people.
It's a nightmare. Like being here at Seneca, because we're in the center of, we're in York campus. The only place they can really pick it is out front of the library on the Pond Road.
Yeah.
And that's it. So it doesn't set us back at all much here, aside from, the class.
The no pay.
But as far as access to the building and the facilities here, fine. Because we're here. I've been here working with the students in the studios just to make sure everything can still... At least they can keep momentum going for when classes come back. But it must be I heard the Newnham campus is a nightmare, the brick maze that it is.
Yeah, I've actually been there a few times, and it is actually a maze.
Yeah,
I was there for the open house. We were doing a radio show, a live broadcast, and I actually got lost on our way out because we had to travel. If you listen to Say Radio often, you'll know that we run the open house, and I was sent off to do all the spots, which is where you go live and talk to people. And I had to go between the Newnham campus and the other, the business one. What's it called?
I have no idea.
There's we have a lawyer section of, you know what I'm talking about? You literally have to wear a suit.
Really?
King campus, maybe?
Yeah, it might be King campus. So we went to all those different campuses, And on our way out, I was actually late getting to the King campus because we couldn't find our way out.
Yeah. The Newnham, when I was a student here, this was like 4 years ago now in the winter.
Yeah.
We, in my fourth semester during reading week in the TV program, we broadcasted, or we were the crew for the OFSA basketball tournament on Newnham campus.
Mm.
So like get there at 6:30 to start setting up at 7 to do the first game at 8. And so there's me at 6, quarter after 6 maybe in the morning at Newnham campus, just trying to follow the big signs that say C or D or whatever to get to the gym.
Right.
And like at some point, for like a tandem effect of me being tired and confused and the building being confusing, I just like kept doing loops around the cafeteria trying to find the doors for the gym.
The gym is in a weird place. Like I was there for an award ceremony, which I really shouldn't have even gone to. Looking back on it, the person who was giving me the award didn't show up.
Oh. Wow.
But to get to the gym, like from the outside, you have to go like down into like a basement. It's weird. Like if you're from the outside, the most direct route, you're on the side of the building, like you go downstairs into the underground, and then you travel like around and up. So I don't know why it is the way it is.
I've got a decent visual memory, so if I like went there once, I'd probably be fine.
Yeah.
But the first trip is like, I'm going to be here for a week.
Yes. I'm a very visual person as well. Like that's why I didn't decide to become a cop, because I would be having to GPS everything.
Oh,
is it by the McDonald's? No. All right.
Which McDonald's? The one by the Harveys or the one by the Subway?
The one at Jane and Finch, or the one at Keel and Finch, or the one at Weston and Finch?
Oh boy.
I don't even know those locations except for Jane and Finch. That's how bad I am with like maps.
Toronto. Yeah. It's like, thank you, Google Maps.
Exactly.
Which subway am I on? What?
It would be negating just a whole lot of history. We should switch over to like the New York style of road names, where it's just like odd numbers are one way, even numbers are the other way.
I actually would love that.
It would be pretty good.
Yeah, but the only problem is New York does that because they have like very symmetrical grid lines. It is literally a grid. Like
the city's constantly under construction. They can make something happen.
It's true, and we need jobs. We need great jobs. So let's just move apartment buildings to the left.
Rebuilding the past and the history of Toronto is not gonna happen. You can try.
No.
So when did that subway open here on campus?
End of the year. Soon.
Yeah.
Which is nice, because when I started in September of 2011, it was supposed to be done winter of 2014, and that didn't happen.
I wish it was there.
Yeah.
Just because for me being able to like get into Toronto, because that's where all the recording's going to be for voiceover stuff. Like, man, it's going to be so much nicer.
Yeah. So much, I mean, you can't really blame them for it taking as long as it does, because you guys have seen the giant open pits that were there, and the space. As soon as it rains or snows, which it rained all summer here, and it'll snow until May. Like that slows them down every time it happens.
We've only just begun to get into cold temperatures, as far as I'm concerned.
Which I love, by the way.
You know, it was really nice, but like my dad was telling me, like we're just going to be like shell shocked once it gets down even colder.
Yep. It'll be like the ice storm, but no ice. We'll just be cold.
We'll just be cold.
Yeah.
If there's another ice storm, I will get hurt.
I feel bad because I don't drive. I don't commute anywhere right now. I'd love an ice storm. It was so beautiful.
Yes, it is very beautiful.
Like I've got great pictures, like just with my cell phone, like on my street, all the trees. I mean, I was sad because our side street had some really nice big old trees, all gone.
Yeah,
all of them gone.
Like they collapsed.
Like they were collapsed and they were too dangerous to leave up, so the city could come down and like cut them down and remove the trunks when they could. But they planted new trees within the year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like this city and like around the city is pretty good about
the GTA.
The GTA.
Remember in February of this year, there was a Tuesday morning where it was just Eric and I until like 9 or whatever, until people after an ice storm. And I was just in pain because to get from my house to the bus stop that's right behind my house, I have to take a 5-minute walk through a park. And before it gets to the sidewalk where the stop is, it's like a cement path that goes downhill and curves. And I had nice boots, but it didn't help none. So I just like slipped out and I landed on my right knee with all of my weight onto it, and my knee and my hip were just on fire that day.
You're also like prone to accidents.
I am, but it's okay.
It was worse that day. I felt really bad, more for you, because No one else showed up. I was always about like an hour or so early to every class.
Oh, the canceled one?
Yeah, it was the canceled one. And then like you just come in and it's like morning, Eric. It's like morning. And it's like, have you heard from anybody? No. We look at our phone. Literally 5 minutes later, we get an email from our teacher saying that he can't make it.
This was the class was at 8. The email came in at 7:10 in the morning.
Really?
And like if that class was it for the day, cool. I could have gone home, but my next work was at 12:35. It's like cool.
So you had to stick around anyway.
Yeah, I watched them do D&D in the studio for a while.
Oh yeah, that's right. Some people did show up.
Yeah.
They had left before they got the email.
But that's just life, whatever.
Yeah, especially around the GTA.
I mean, the college wasn't on it wasn't on strike, so people showed up.
Hey.
And if you're listening to this from another country, such as the United States, you might not know that like snow days and ice days, huge here.
It happens.
It's not even just something that happens in like grade school, because that's how I picture snow days. It's like it's a elementary school thing where you get to go play, right?
Yeah, like kids in full body snowsuits, snow pants, like frolicking and just like rolling down hills, hurting themselves.
Yeah, but it happens now, even in college. It's just not fun.
No, now you're just like, I spent money on this.
Yeah.
There was in December of 2013. I was on the way to work. It was a nice storm we had at that point that knocked people's power out for a week plus at that point. But like, I would take the number 2 YRT bus Milliken route to work, and on John Street in Markham, there's this really nice, beautiful hill with like trees overhanging, all just glassed, and it was beautiful. But the bus got to the bottom. Driver put the gas on a bit more to try and get momentum back up the hill. Got maybe halfway, maybe 2/3 of the way up, and it just started sliding back. So we were like just waylaid for a while. They had to like salt the sidewalks so the bus people on the bus could walk up to the top of the hill for the next bus that was coming around.
Salt and kitty litter and all of that.
It was a good time. Didn't get any money for that day because work was also canceled. It's like, we can't come in, guys. This is a nightmare.
Yeah. Well,
really pretty though.
Oh,
beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that's a great note to have a little break on, because we're going to be coming back. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Twitch streams.
Okay.
Again, trying to convince a certain person over here to join us.
Do it.
Okay.
As well as some other interesting talks about maybe some voice acting and whatnot. Oh, hey.
Hello there.
Welcome back. If you don't know, Attilia was just singing Living on a Prayer. And I tried to catch him on the mic.
We were kind of just humming.
I was Ben Steining Living on a Prayer because I can't actually sing.
Yeah.
Which people don't get the reference to Ben Stein anymore.
I don't.
He was a very monotone. Did you see Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Who? No, I'm kidding, yeah.
He was the teacher, the Bueller.
Oh,
Bueller.
that guy.
Yeah. That's Ben Stein. He had a show called Win Ben Stein's Money where like you play for $1,000.
Oh, really?
No.
That's okay. Totally out of the cuff here. Why are like shows nowadays, like game shows, just not giving good prizes? Have you noticed that? It's like it's not win $1 million anymore. It's like, do you want to win like
a Tim Hortons gift card?
Yeah, no, exactly. Or like a barbecue. What is going on?
Is it an $800 barbecue?
The thing is, with those prizes, you can absolutely take a cash value prize instead.
But for a barbecue though, that's not $1 million.
No, but it's like $1,500, $2,000.
Yeah,
it's just
still nice. I'm just saying they're cheap. They're chipping out. They're cheaping out when it comes to prizes.
I don't really watch game shows anymore. Like I stopped after Video and Arcade Top 10.
Oh, which was great. Speaking of which, this is a bit of an old news, so old news, not current news. My brother, James, he actually went to a live recording of one of those shows.
Nice.
Like a new one, because they were doing it was sort of like a museum / like they did like a mock thing or something like that. It wasn't recorded for use. Okay. But it was like talking about it, because it's a Canadian show. It was actually, he talked about it, and like they told him, if you don't know this, Video and Arcade Top 10 was a show where they would record literally a whole season in like a day. They would bring in so many people, and you had like a time slot. Yeah. So you were just there all day if you were an audience member, and it was crazy, and it would just pump out full seasons, and it's like, hey, we're done.
That Nicholas Pickles dude must have had a lot of gas in the tank to get through a full day of show hosting like that. Jeez.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in grade 3, my lunch monitor, who was in grade 6, was on that show.
Really?
And like we all knew he was on that show, so like he was a god to us. He didn't win anything, but he was on TV, man.
Yeah.
So it was really
Speaking
cool.
of weak prizes,
Give him your milk money.
Oh jeez.
Video Nintendo Top or whatever it was called. The prizes on that show were trash.
Were they?
It was like legitimately you win like a Nerf gun,
Oh.
and you're there all day.
Not even like a custom one?
No. It was
No.
like you won like a watch that was like a digital watch from like Walmart.
I definitely saw someone win like an N64 or one.
There was the thing is you didn't just win, you won a lottery prize, and you would get one of the things on the
like a
tables.
ball with the number on it.
Yeah, so not only did you have to compete, then you had to win a lottery.
Man.
And so like it was sort of like one of the machines where you stack bricks where all the prizes until the very top suck.
Yeah.
And only the one person out of a million can actually get the final like stack. You know
Because
what I mean?
they're panicked and they hit it too early,
Yeah.
but it's set to like go another block after you hit it
Exactly.
anyway. Man. Man.
It was sort of that system. So I just thought it was the weirdest system.
I actually won a 3DS on one of those machines once.
Really?
Yeah, in the Promenade movie theater. They have that stack, and I had a Toonie on me or whatever, what Looney or Toonie. I was like, yeah, let's try it. Won a 3DS. I just gave it to my cousin.
Oh, you're too.
It's 2DS. Sorry, 2DS, the flat
2DS.
one.
Still though, I would have.
Because I have a 3DS.
Oh, okay, all right, that makes more sense. I was
Yeah.
gonna be like, Ken, giving this away?
Yeah.
Why?
It cost me $1.
Why? Give me.
I didn't know you at that point.
Well, you could have.
Mm-hmm. I blame you for not knowing me.
You didn't try.
Did you even look?
Excuse me, but every semester I have to learn like 40 new names, so.
And he remembered yours.
Just give them name tags.
No, that's not.
Well, it's better than giving them leashes.
I gave them nicknames. not in the rude or offensive, just like mnemonic things to try and remember.
What's that guy's name?
Hey,
I just
Blue
know him as,
Shoes.
Yeah.
Well, one of the teachers here at Seneca is named Red Shoes.
Really?
Yeah.
By law.
Fred Duval, one of my teachers. He's actually like a pretty famous audio producer. He's a really great guy as well. Total like hippie, all about like just learning as a lifestyle sort of
Yeah,
thing.
awesome.
And he's only ever wore red shoes here. And in his first semester teaching, someone just like called him Red Shoes. And it sucked. Like literally, he will respond. He pretty much only responds to Red Shoes.
It's a pretty cool name.
Yeah, Red Converse. So you might see him walking around if you're in the area. Call him out. Call him Red Shoes.
It's like how when I'm anywhere in the world, in the city, what am I saying? And I hear someone say the word spicy and I snap to attention because I think they're trying to get my attention. Spicy boys! Bringing it back!
I have one of those too, but it's not a good reason why. And it's the name Jeff.
Yeah.
And my name's Thomas, clearly. It's part of the title. But when I was in high school, one of my brother's old friends, when they're not even friends anymore, walked into our house, I'll say not sober.
Oh.
And he looked at me, first time meeting me, and said, hey, look, it's Jeff. And it stuck.
Oh, jeez.
And
Man.
for the rest of my high school career, it sort of trickled down, because my brother's older than me, it sort of trickled down to my grade. And eventually, literally everybody just called me Jeff.
Oh,
so
no.
if I hear that name, I still respond to this day.
Oh, no.
I'm going to try that, but like in a few months.
That's totally fine. When the My Name is Jeff thing came around, I was like,
Oh. Every now and again, my friends like to call me by my Twitch name.
nice.
And just say like, hey, Arykai.
I remember that.
Oh.
I've seen that happen.
IRL.
Oh, I look at Arykai Gaming. Oh, no. Oh, it's such bad.
That's why I
Belongs
took a
online.
name that had my name in it.
Yeah.
It's just Thomas from the block. So it's very simple.
Well, I mean, I came up with that name when I was in high school.
Okay.
And I was the sort who would be writing. I really got into like writing creatively in high school.
Yeah,
and
you
I
were
thought,
a D&D master, so I mean, yeah.
well, yeah, like 15 years later. Took me a while.
Yeah.
But like I was just writing, and it's like, I want to write a story from my perspective as a character, but it just felt like, oh man, how airheaded and arrogant. Like, oh, the stories of Eric. like I just started making noises at the end of my name. It's like Aryko, Arykai, and Arykai stuck. And then I asked a friend, how would you spell this? And then I've been using it ever since.
The legend was born.
The legend.
Oh, jeez.
I've gone through like a lot of what are they called?
Aliases?
Aliases.
Aliases.
Perfect word. I've gone through a lot of aliases. I started off as Bogner. Because it's where my farm is.
The one road in Ontario that constitutes Bogner, Ontario.
Yeah. And I just thought it was a cool word.
I like it.
So I was like, Bogner.
It's also one of the characters in Community, Coach Bogner.
Oh, wow.
In the episode where the old guy and Jeff do like the pool competition, and they all like start stripping. The old guy is Coach Bogner.
And then like it's gone through so many names, and eventually I was just like, what if I just use like my name?
Yeah.
You know?
See, I tried a couple of names, and it was just like, give me like an inanimate object or thing. Like in Pokemon, I thought like, oh yeah, you know what would be a cool name? Sword. Nice. And it was like, yeah, I'm gonna be the best Pokemon trainer in Johto. He's just shaking his head like, oh my god.
No, because I've done that kind of thing,
You
but
have?
not even with cool stuff.
All right. Let's go back to Thomas's childhood for a second here.
Okay. Yes.
Growing up with James, who was also a gamer, we played Pokemon together, and we would sort of like play together, but because it's Pokemon, you play separately, obviously.
Well, unless you were trading Pokemon or fighting each other.
So we're going through one of the very first games. I had blue version. He had red. And we got to
the rivalry.
Lavertown.
Lavender
Town, which is where your rival gets Ghastly. And so, not knowing about the game, this is very new, obviously, my brother named his rival Butt. So, getting to Lavender Town and fighting him, Butt sent out Ghastly, and I can't tell you how long we couldn't stop laughing. It just never ended, and it's still a joke to this day between us. Butt sent out Ghastly is one of the very first memories I have about gaming.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Lavender Town was the one with like all the ghost Pokemon kind of thing.
The music.
That music from that game, from that town, still haunts me to this day. It was so unsettling, and for what's basically a rated E for everyone children's game to have that there, it's just. I mean, like, I think it was a good way to do it to like kind of just have kids be exposed to that because it's a thing.
It is.
But
and do you know like the backstory on Lavender Town? Because there's like a lot of fan theories about the town.
I know there's one fan theory that like it wasn't meant to be there and that like the music glitched out like
really?
that.
I haven't heard that one. The one I'm thinking specifically
was a
is
creepypasta thing or something.
Yeah. the one that like I'm thinking about specifically is your rival is there and you meet him there and he's at a gravestone.
That's right. I do know this one.
And the earlier in the game you fight him on the SS something or other. SSN, and you defeat his Raticate.
Yep.
You never see that Raticate again.
Never again.
And when you meet him in Lavender Town, guess where he's at? He's at a gravestone, and he's laying there. So the theory is that you actually end up killing Raticate, and he's now grieving.
See, this is what happens when children look back on their fond video games with a sense of reality and adulthood, and they're like, oh no.
Yeah. Like, why was there one burial site for the entire country? And why make it a tower? You have to keep building it.
Well, yeah.
I've seen the Dark Tower. It's not going to end well.
I don't know.
Until the oxygen runs out. Until the center of gravity of the tower is technically in orbit, so it just floats out of the ground.
Hey, that's how the space elevator is going to be made.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. I might be afraid of water, but space is cool.
Yeah.
Space is cool.
Yeah, I'm down for that. No space whales.
Just simultaneously freeze and boil. Go figure that out.
I'm okay with that, though.
That's instantaneous.
Yeah, I've seen Doctor Who. I know how it works.
I won't be in something else's...
I saw that one episode of the Magic School Bus where Arnold took his hat off.
Yeah! Great segue. Have you seen the new one?
No. Oh, man, I feel like a curmudgeonly old man now because it's just like it's not hand animated.
It's not,
and that ruins it for me.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it myself. I've heard a lot of people talking about it. Our friend Paul, great guy. He's been watching it. And he actually defends it. I'll be honest.
As long I haven't seen any of it, I really should at least watch one episode. As long as it remains educational, fun, and informative for that age group, I'm more than happy with it.
I think that is what he said.
Good.
It's very similar. There are some plot changes. Like I think the teacher is different.
It's Miss Frizzle's sister who's coming in to be the teacher now, and the other thing is they've tried to update the design of the school bus So, like, you know how there's the new school buses that don't have quite like a blocky look to it and kind of have like a rounded windshield? It looks like that, and I think it looks terrible.
Yeah.
But again, this is me complaining about a magic school bus that can shapeshift into a shark or into a fish and then swim upstream and lay eggs. And I'm just thinking, like, my childhood brain did not think that's an affront to God.
Other smaller shark buses burst out of the eggs and swim back downstream and just terrorize the neighborhood.
I mean, I remember loving Magic School Bus, Bill Nye the Science Guy. Like, that was my jam.
And they're both back.
And they're both back.
And different.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of the new Bill Nye thing, but I've only heard terrible things.
It feels like... Is he in charge?
I think he might be creatively in charge, but I don't think he's in charge of like writing.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say like it's a darn shame because they had a really good flow with the Bill Nye the Science Guy show. It was simple. It was short segments. It kept kids' attention span.
Exactly.
So it would switch to something else new, but still related to like how air can be heavy and stuff and everything. It was great. I loved it. Especially in science class when the teacher didn't want to teach.
Yeah. Which is a lot of the time, actually.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah. I think the biggest problem I have with the show is that it seems like it's trying to teach now adults things in a way that they taught to children.
Yeah.
And not the sense that it's fast-paced, because it's not. It's very slow.
Really
but it's like, hey, guess what? We're killing the Earth.
Oh.
And look at this experiment,
Well, I know. To be fair, there are a lot of adults that need to be educated on everything.
Very true.
But, I think they should have kept their target audiences to kids. Because really, that's where you prevent idiot grown-ups. You start early.
This has been the most educational talk we've had.
Oh, boy.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
But I did want to talk a little bit about something. And talking about... Magic School Bus actually kind of leads into it because there's been a recent uprise of people on Twitch, which we want to talk about today.
Oh, okay.
Recent rise of people literally just playing copyrighted shows and monetizing it.
See, that's not cool at all.
How are they getting away with that? Because I know that Twitch has a system already set up where it'll scan, and if it hears you playing music...
Yes, it'll mute it. But that's mostly for the VODs. It's not a live reaction. Yeah. So there is a issue now that has been going around, and because it's sort of this gray area. And now they've made a partnership with a site called Crunchyroll, which is more about anime.
Crunchyroll, yes.
Yeah, and so they've been doing a partnership and doing live videos of shows, like copyrighted shows, but they're legally allowed to do it. And people are looking at that and saying, I could do that. I could just play things. And so they're doing this sort of live broadcast of episodes, and YouTube has the same issue.
Yeah.
And they're getting away with it in a gray area where they're getting taken down, but it's a bit too late, or they're making money on the first couple of days. Yeah, exactly. So it's been a bit of an issue, but I don't want to talk about that too much. I think that there should be some hard, fast-paced reaction system for that, because
there should. Well, I mean, and that brings it back to the YouTube thing, where they're trying to have an automated system that can scan for this. I mean, YouTube had issues where people were uploading movies and things, right?
Oh yeah, still do.
And so I mean, they made a program that would scan the visualization of the video, and it's like, okay, I know that this frame and this frame is from this, so this is in this movie or in this video, it's taken down immediately.
Yeah.
But some people could easily just flip the image.
That's right.
And it would still be fine. I mean, sure, their left hand would be their right hand and everything like that. It's like, turn right, they turn left. And you're like, what are you doing?
I've seen a lot of classic wrestling matches because they've been flipped horizontally. It's a good time.
And not just in the ring. And not just in the ring.
They don't flip just in the ring.
No. Sometimes outside as well.
It was a stretch.
No, but I got there. So
you got it, but then we had to explain it.
Yeah.
And if you have to explain it, it's not funny unless you keep explaining it till it comes all the way back around again. Just like I'm continuously going on to explain everything right now.
But then you stop.
But then I did stop.
I think that's called the dad joke effect.
Oh, I'm terrible.
Speaking of which, one of my favorite forms of comedy, dad jokes.
Dad jokes.
But, okay, we got to focus a little bit because I do want to talk about some Twitch stuff, and especially because we have someone here who has a lot more experience than some of us other people.
Well, okay, you say a lot of experience. Like, keep in mind, I've got like 10, not subscribers, but just 10 followers.
But that's cool though, because you're not in it for the money. We talked about this. You say don't donate, like you're just there to have fun, right?
I'm doing it for the sake of like, this is fun for me, and like it's a fun moment to share. It's like some people want to see a video game and they don't want to buy the video game, so they'll just watch.
Yeah. No, it's very true. And like I think that attitude that you have is one of the best attitudes you can find on Twitch, because a lot of people don't have that, and they sort of look at it as a like dollar sign in their eyes sort of thing.
Pay me.
Yeah, and that trend has been really bugging me.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see that there are some people, especially the startups and the people that have just like a small following, they sort of keep it humble, I'll say. Where other places, I'm not going to say names because, I don't want to start fights that I can't end.
I didn't start the flame war.
Exactly. But Twitch...
Drama alert.
Yeah. Like we should have one of those like bomb like noises, you know what I mean?
Just a Staples button?
Yeah, exactly. But there's been recently, because Twitch has been bought by Amazon, they've sort of made their own currency, their e-currency, which is really, really cool, which is called bits. Now, every bit is worth approximately 1.3 pennies. So you're paying a premium to get the money, because obviously Twitch has to take a portion. They need to make money off of it. And then you can donate, and it's 1-to-1 for the streamer. So you donate 100 bits, that's $1 to them directly. Like from that point, they don't lose anything, which is great. But with that came a lot of panhandling. Panhandling in the sense that, in the most literal sense, because you can now download a system where you can have a cup on the screen, and you can ask for bits to give bits into the cup. What is going on in the world? What?
I don't know. I mean, it pretty much is just it's virtual panhandling.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you want to pay someone a compliment and support them financially, sure, that's one thing. You want to keep them so that they can have the time to spare to be able to entertain you,
which is amazing,
which is great. But at the other point where it's just like, I'm going to sit here and just say, hey guys, keep filling up that cup. Oh no! Look, it spilled.
They sort of like made it into like this weird competition where like you can fill up the cup, but if someone donates a monetary value that's worth more than yours, it will like then spray the bits everywhere on the screen, and the glass will be empty. Then now you have to fill it up again. Better put those dollars in there. That.
Now remind me, how recent is this?
Within about 3 months, I'd say.
Within 3 months. Okay. Before that, there was another streamer that had like a similar thing where he would actually give points out to his audience.
Oh.
And he would then host events with some other streamers and friends. He would play a really fun game, Left 4 Dead.
Oh, great.
And the audience
terrible at it.
would be able to interact. Like he or someone else would be acting as like through codes in the game, they'd be able to spawn creatures in the level, and so viewers could say, I'm going to put 500 points down to make the guy spawn this really hard thing to fight, so that the 4 people are panicking and like being more entertaining and everything. Like that. Kind of like, I think, what did he call it? I think it was some sort of like zombie arena.
Right.
It's a really cool concept.
It's a really cool concept. If the audience doesn't have to pay for the points.
No, they don't have to pay for the points.
Well, that's great then, because like I know streamers do that. I watch a Toronto-based streamer called Michael A.L. Fox, and he has every minute that you watch his stream, you get 1 point, and then you can play like actually roulette with these points that are worth nothing, but it's fun.
I think Henrik had that at one point as well. Shuli from last year. I definitely saw that at one point.
No, it's really interesting, and because automated bots, what they're called, like monitoring bots and chats, are becoming more advanced. I'll say there's these really interesting things that people can do with that sort of stuff. Like, and it's a good and a bad. Like we always talk about, we don't want to stay on one side or another. These bit things have led to a lot more people being able to sustain a life on stream. But at the same time, a lot of people have sort of been abusing the human nature of being on top with BitBoss, which is where if you donate $100, you get 100 life. And the only way you can get taken off of the screen is if people donate an equivalent of $100 to take away that life. And there's a big picture on the screen.
Just use Patreon.
Yeah.
Just use Patreon.
Which is, but it's the same as like the subscribing. That's why I think subscribing is like totally neutral. It's like I am willing to pay $5 a month to. It pretty much is Patreon, but there's set dollars.
It's nice that, like, especially, it's a small amount. To me, like, if I really, really followed someone and I thoroughly enjoyed their humor, their mindset, like I could relate to what they were talking about, then yeah, like, $6 a month, that's fine. Like, I'm paying, I mean, Netflix just went up by another $1, but so it's maybe like, I think it's $12 a month now.
Yeah, it's about.
And that's paying for, like, a heck of a lot of videos and things. So for specifically one person, and to know that every penny of that is going straight to them to help them out, I like knowing that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, like, the company side has been amazing. Just the other side that people have been abusing it has not.
What if the three of us just, like, subscribe to each other in a circle so we
you
didn't
can
lose
literally
any
do
money
that.
at all?
You can literally do that.
Just breaking.
Well, the subscriptions do get cut off. Like, the subscriptions do get cut off, like, a little bit of the money. So you won't be getting 100% returns, but it would help numbers.
Like 99%.
I just like the fact that you can create a self-sustaining, like, infinite money loop.
Yeah.
Like a group of people.
Oh, if only. Solve all our world problems.
Yeah, it's true.
We have everything we need.
Next thing we do, we plugging a power cord into itself.
Yeah.
Infinite power.
I can hack your house by plugging my thumb drive into a phone charger outlet.
That's the saddest picture. Just an extension cord plugged into itself. I plugged it in. Why isn't it working? Oh no, Mom.
Oh, what a world we live in.
Very true.
Yeah.
I think it might be time.
Might be time.
Might be time
For a quick dance?
For a quick little dance. We're going to listen to some Jack White.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Is it I'm Shaking?
No.
Because that's his most dance-worthy song.
It's not.
Oh.
But you're going to listen to it here on Say Radio.
Okay.
Voice of Seneca College. Do you smell that?
Sorry.
That's the Spicy Boys.
Shouldn't you be, like, tasting it?
Ow, my eyes. Ooh, it burns.
I didn't want to make that sound on the show.
And
that would just be
welcome
unprofessional. Good Lord.
We're back, final quarter. If you don't know,
noises.
we're here with Eric, who's a streamer, as well as a good guy and content creator, which is like the worst term, I'll say.
Content creator?
Content creator. It's probably, or no, actually the worst is
creating content.
Influencer.
Influencer?
Really? Yeah, that is a term
Really?
people are using. If you are a content creator, if you make content, you can get emails for being an influencer to help brands.
Oh, well.
Because you influence your audience.
That's influencer. That's just getting paid.
Yes.
Like,
I'm only okay with it if it's Jack's films.
Okay.
Because I've been watching his stuff since day one, and he deserves it.
He's pretty funny.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
His hairline's gone back a bit, but same to me, so whatever.
so you can relate.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys. Okay. We'll take a little chill in a second here. Jack's films is really good. I think he's the shortest. Like, he makes very short videos if you don't know who he is. It's mostly user graded stuff. So like he'll read comments in the YouTube and he'll ask a question and he'll ask for like silly answers. Really, that's his main source of videos. He does a lot of other stuff as well, but he does that on a day-to-day basis. But they're like really funny, and they also he interprets in a very like weird way a lot of the time. So even though it is like, I'm usually against just like people reading comments in a video, you know, that's sort of become a trend.
Yeah, the way he like found his swing of influence on YouTube was the Your Grammar Sucks series.
Yeah,
that you must have seen something of one, but where he just reads comments with bad grammar.
Oh,
and
God.
like that just exploded. But he did parody stuff. He did the WTF blanket, Shake Weight parody, Bro 90X, which I love. Like it's been up for like 7-8 years or whatever at this point. It still makes me laugh just as much.
And you can tell he's genuine too, because he's like, a lot of the time, if you don't know, if you're on YouTube, 10-minute videos are like the easiest way to make money. You make 10-minute videos because that's the cap on some formula. I don't really actually know. But it's like how you make the most money. But he does usually about 10-minute videos because they're, you can't talk about comments literally all day.
I mean,
you could, but it wouldn't be as funny, I think, because it's sort of like a snippet thing. He's taking the best out of the comments and talking about those specific ones. But you can see his actual himself being genuine when he like makes, what was it, he did an hour-long or like a 4-hour-long video of him spinning.
Like the frame by frame. Oh, the fidget spinner thing. Yeah. What?
He had like 17 fidget spinners on a board, and he was just trying to keep them up continuously.
Yeah.
And for 4 hours.
It was for like a long period of time.
It was some long,
They're like way too long.
He also did a frame-by-frame analysis of the Emoji Movie trailer at one point. Which is surpassing an hour, like by a great margin.
Speaking of which, he got invited to the premiere.
Yeah.
And went to it.
Because he just relentlessly knocked it on his channel for months.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And they saw it and were like, we know this is shit.
I
we know
can't
this
remember.
is poop. Sorry.
I'm terrible at names, but the guy, hotdiggitydemon.com is his website.
I don't know.
Forget his name. Shoot. But he had a really good review idea for the Emoji Movie.
All right.
Oh man, and he like revamped the plot.
Okay.
And said like, this is how I would have done it. Like, how does this make sense? This like kid. Basically, he wanted to change it so that it's based more on the kid with the phone, and that like the emojis see the kid kind of becoming like struggling with not telling his parents his frustrations and things like that, and kind of escaping into the phone, becoming dependent on the phone. And so the emojis are like, we have to help the kid. So they have like kind of a Toy Story moment where they go on an adventure and they kind of like get him to open up a bit, and like he actually talks to his parents, and that's the happy ending kind of thing. And it was such a much better. It was such a good idea,
dude. Editing is fun. Did you ever see that someone did the trailer for It, the most recent It, but made it instead of the clown, it's the Cat in the Hat.
The Cat in the Hat. Oh my
god.
It's so good.
Oh no, and it's a live action Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Michael Myers himself.
If you're watching it just like on a pure is there any flaws? There's flaws. There's editing flaws, but like it's not perfect. But at the same time, it's so fluent that it doesn't matter. Like when he comes out of the water.
The dance.
The
dance
of it. Oh, it was amazing.
I have not seen the movie, but I've seen that snippet. I'm just like, maybe it's not so scary after all.
I was not able to work up the intestinal fortitude to watch It.
Well, that's why you empty the intestines first. You take them out of the body, you put them in the refrigerator, and then you come back to them.
Like a little chorizo hanger.
What is that?
Kind of sausage. Chorizo sausage.
I like how he knew you were going to ask that.
It's fine.
Words.
I do suggest watching it if you haven't seen it. I'm not a horror.
Sorry, watch what?
The movie.
What movie? Oh, that one. Oh,
yeah. I would highly suggest it. It's scary, but at the same time, it's like just good video.
I've got a belated Halloween horror movie night coming up.
Hey.
We might see if we can find that.
There you go.
Somehow.
I went to one of those on Sunday. The only thing we watched was Dale and Tucker versus Evil. Which was great, but
we
not
had
a
one
horror
doozy
movie.
of a day, officer.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Oh.
The actual show?
The movie. Dale and Tucker versus Evil.
Oh, no. I don't think I have.
You haven't?
No.
It's Alan Tudyk, Steve the Pirate, and I don't remember the other actor's name, whatever. It's kind of a cabin in the woods kind of movie, but comedy.
Yeah.
So like the college students are just camping, and these two guys, hillbillies, like
they
one
like
of them
own the property.
They bought like this cottage as a summer home vacation, whatever. They were gonna fix it up, and one of the college girls falls into the river, lake, whatever, when they're like skinny dipping. So they pull her onto the boat and back to the cabin to like take care of her. But the college students see their friend getting kidnapped, and they go out on a quest to kill these hillbillies. And through just a raucous like back and forth of mishaps,
terrible,
they take each other, they take themselves out.
Like, oh geez,
it was really funny.
I think. Oh, I looked up. I didn't watch it, but I'm gonna have to, because I've seen some of the moments, and it's just like there's a slow-mo chase scene where they think they're being chased by one of the guys, and he just winds up running up beside one of them, and they kind of make weird eye contact slowly, and he keeps running.
That's pretty great.
It's and just be like the last spoiler thing is just like he's cutting up a tree with a chainsaw, and it's like a bee's nest. So they're like attacking him. He's just running around screaming, waving a chainsaw towards one of these college kids. That movie's a pretty good time.
I think that might be a movie I would have to watch with people, though.
Yeah.
Maybe not sober.
For sure. Well, you got to take the attitude of like when he just makes
having a drink will only make it.
Yeah,
having a drink will only make it better.
Like I've watched a lot of movies intoxicated. Pixels being the main perpetrator.
Oh, I would never want to see that.
No, but we made it a thing because we wanted to.
Every time you saw something bad, you had a shot.
No, we just got drunk first.
Oh, okay.
Because
you would just die of alcohol poisoning if you did what I said.
And let me tell you, the alcohol did not make it better.
Oh no! See, that's terrible. Like you when you know you're drunk and you're watching something, like you're drunk, you laugh at everything. Like you see a leaf on the ground blowing in a circle, you're like, ha ha ha, leaf. But if you're just watching a movie, you're just like, this is a bad movie. I'm actually coming down from my buzz with the drink. And it's just
I had that with Samurai Cop, which it's a B movie. Like it's supposed to be bad, but it's just not good at all.
Does it speed up every time they say the word B?
No.
Oh, B.
There was
one
of those styles of videos with All Right by Outkast, where it speeds up every time he says all right.
Oh, no.
And it's just like fine for the first 2 minutes of the song, and then the chorus comes and says all right. It's like, all right, and it's just done. The song's just, it was great.
I legitimately watched the B movie where they edited it so that every time the word B was said, it sped up.
Oh yeah, it's an experience.
It became like a 4-minute movie.
Yeah. I think I saw a little bit of it, but I sped it up so it would already be at least a little bit fast.
That was just a weird movie.
Yeah. Well, there's also the one where every time they say the word B, there is a narration over top of it that is the whole script of the B
movie. What?
No, it wasn't that. That was a different thing. That was the Nut Shack theme song. But every time the word Nut Shack was supposed to be said, it was the entire B movie script, and it was an 8-hour video.
Oh no! Oh no! It's just. I don't know how the internet chooses to latch onto things.
Yeah.
But when it does, sometimes it's gold.
And just like that leaf, we're sort of going in a circle talking about the good and bad of the internet.
This is the world we live in, where the most powerful tool for education, for just general knowledge, is used to make an 8-hour video of the B movie script.
Yeah. And people love it.
Yeah.
The power of editing.
It'd take like 4 sittings, but whatever.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Yeah, eventually. You won't like yourself at the other end of this venture, but whatever.
Okay, well, I do want to lay out the red carpet a little bit early for you, Mark. The red carpet being where you can plug all of the things that you want to plug into the show, because we're going to end the show a little bit early because we do have something to talk about afterwards. So.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the airwaves, if you want to hear me on the internet waves, by all means, you can go to twitch.com/Arykai, spelled ARYKAI, and maybe I'll stream something. I have no schedule at this point. You can find me there. I also have Twitter. You can just look up Twitter, again, ARYKAI, and you'll probably find me. Same thing with my YouTube channel. Most of my Twitch streams I'll archive to my YouTube channel, and sometimes I'll download them, edit them together for a few more effects and things. Most recent was the Dungeons & Dragons Halloween one-off. So if you like to listen to some story about a haunted house on a hill and me doing a very good, it's a very spooky house voice and stuff with a few players, then by all means, you'll probably like it. It's about 5 hours long in total,
that's not bad.
And you'll enjoy the rambunctious things that they get up to.
The rambunctious goings on of the
haunted house.
Staple into the end of that thought that the Layers of Fear thing makes for a great podcast to just tap to the side while you do. Because it's 4 hours, right?
It's 4 hours.
Yeah,
I played that game from start to finish. That's also there. That will have my webcam, so you'll be able to see my glorious, glorious face to go along with my glorious, glorious voice.
Hey. Oh, jeez. All right, man. You might not be able to get out through the doorway with that head.
No, don't take me seriously.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Don't take me. My head is big. Why do you have to mention that?
I mean, like, call it as I see it.
Oh. Well, I do want to thank you for coming onto the show, Eric. It's
Happy
been a
to be
pleasure.
here.
It's, we've had you on before, and it was a great time. That's why I had you back. That's all I can say.
Good.
But I do want to say to everybody listening out there, this will be the last show for a little while. Me and Attilio have to take a little bit of a break because we cannot support ourselves financially to do this full time. It's a sad thing, but we're hoping to be able to fix that sooner or later. I can't say this is the end of the show because I'm hoping we can start it up as soon as we can. But until then, this has been it. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll catch you on the flip side.